Thanks for joining us on Plus TV Africa. My name is Felicity Ezewike. The much-anticipated special intervention by the national chairman of the All Progressive Congress APC, Comrade Adams Oshiomhole, to calm frayed nerves over the growing frosty relationship between the governor of the state, Mr. Godwin Obaseki, and some leaders and members of the party could not hold yesterday. Some aggrieved members of the party yesterday alleged that the state governor deliberately fixed a retreat for members of the State Executive Committee, which started in Abuja yesterday, to stall the meeting, which many believed is necessary to ensure the party remain intact in the home state of the national chairman. But reports gathered indicate that Mr. Oshiomhole postponed the meeting due to an APC rally held in Katsina State, which he attended on Thursday, and that he has insisted he must hold the meeting irrespective of the position of the governor on the issue. These meetings may not be unconnected to the recent defections from the All Progressive Congress to People's Democratic Party, PDP. The Nigerian army says it has killed 7 suspected Boko Haram terrorists at Garadan village in Borno State. The Deputy Director of Information Operation Lafayette Dole, Colonel Clement Nwachukwu, confirmed this to journalists on Thursday. He revealed that the armed group had on Tuesday Eve launched an attack on a military location in the village of Oguzamala, local government area of the state. Colonel Nwachukwu said the troops, who were already on alert, responded swiftly and repelled the attack, killing 7 of the assailants in the encounter. He, however, noted that 8 soldiers were injured and had been taken to a military hospital in Maiduguri, the state capital, for treatment. Meanwhile, the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, on Thursday said one of its staff was killed at the same location. The Niger State Sector Commander of the Federal Road Safety Corps, FRSC, says 11 persons have died in an accident along Mada Junction in Suleja local government area of the state. The Sector Commander, Yusuf Garba, disclosed this in an interview with the news agency of Nigeria in Minna on Thursday. According to Mr. Garba, a trailer conveying animals at about 5:30 a.m. was involved in the fatal crash along Majadiko Road at NNPC Sharp Corner, killing 11 persons, while 14 others sustained injuries. The bodies of the victims were deposited at the Sabon Wuse General Hospital, while the injured ones are receiving treatment at the same hospital. A 49-year-old Nigerian man has allegedly died in Calgary after a confrontation with 2 Canada Border Service agency officers who were charged to ensure his deportation on Tuesday. The Border Services agencies said the Nigerian citizen was on KLM airline flight 678 bound for Amsterdam. The man was declared dead by about 4:30 p.m. on Tuesday, but the Canadian Border Agency did not reveal his identity because his next of kin have not been informed. CBC News identified the man as a Nigerian via documents from the Immigration and Refugee Board of Canada Immigration Division. He was known to have been engaged in a lengthy battle to stay in Canada. Thailand tourist police have revealed they plan to visit 1,400 Nigerians living in the country next week to make sure that they are not involved in any criminal activity. The Deputy Tourist Police Chief, Surachet Hakpal, made this known on Friday. This is reported by Thai's The Nation. Hakpal said the measure is necessary for preventing criminals from coming to use Thailand as a base for illegal activities. The tourist police also encouraged other citizens to report foreigners they suspect are being engaged in criminal activities. Nigeria's Minister of Transportation, Rotimi Amechi, who was recently appointed as an advisory board member of the United Nations Road Safety Trust Fund, on Thursday represented Nigeria and Africa at the inaugural meeting of the board at the UN Secretariat in Geneva, Switzerland. The UNRSTF was established in April 2018 to address the worldwide accident crisis resulting in the loss of 1.3 million lives and additional 50 million injured on roads every year. These were disclosed by the Federal Ministry of Transportation in a statement issued in Abuja. The fund is reportedly aimed to accelerate progress in improving global road safety by bridging the gap in the mobilization of resources for effective action at all levels. The ministry stated that the fund's main objective was to mobilize resources from government, intergovernmental and non-governmental organizations and the private sector for immediate and effective actions in any case. We will take a quick break. Stay tuned for more news when we return. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo on Thursday evening announced the ministerial reshuffle. This is the first since appointments were made in March 2017. Reports in the local press indicate that talk of downsizing the appointments referred to as elephant-sized did not materialize as the president kept 110 ministerial slots filled. The reshuffle saw 15 changes, reassignment of some ministers, a former deputy information minister taking up the substantive role. There were also cases of direct replacement of some appointees. Major cabinet positions largely remained unchanged, like the Attorney General and Minister for Justice and Finance Minister. The president replaced the dismissed energy minister with a former lands and water resources minister who had been acting in the role. The reference to an elephant-sized team was in relation to the record number of appointees, the highest under the 1992 Constitution, but also a veiled political mockery by opponents because the ruling New Patriotic Party's official emblem is an elephant. A senior Eritrean delegation is due in the Ethiopian capital, Addis Ababa, to discuss the implementation of a historic peace deal between the two countries. The Eritrean Information Minister confirmed that the delegation comprised Foreign Minister Usman Saleh and Presidential Advisor Yemen Gebreb. The delegation will deliver a message from President Isaias Afwerki to Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed and discuss the progress of the implementation of the agreement. Minister Yemen Meskel said in a tweet, PM Abiy returned to Addis Ababa after a historic visit to Eritrean capital Asmara on July 9th. During this two-day visit, he was warmly received by the government and the people of Eritrea. At the 66th anniversary of the establishment of the Libyan army, Libyan Prime Minister Fayez al-Sarraj has called for the unification of the country's military on Thursday. On this occasion, I commend our sons of the armed forces who have sacrificed in the war on terror. The Prime Minister, who is backed by the United Nations, his statement read. Sarraj applauded the armed forces alongside the security forces for standing valiantly against the machineries, terrorists, human traffickers and smugglers in spite of the lack of major equipment. Libya has been plagued by insecurity and political division between two governments, both competing for legitimacy since the fall of Muammar Gaddafi's government in 2011. The State Department says that it is increasing the reward for anyone with relevant information that could lead to the arrest of two men wanted in connection with the 1998 U.S. Embassy bombing in Nairobi and Dar es Salaam. The amount to be rewarded for information on Abdullah Ahmed Abdullah and Saif Abdil has increased from $5 million to $10 million. Both men are Egyptians, about 50 years of age, wanted by the FBI for allegedly helping plan and execute the attacks that left 212 East Africans and 12 Americans dead and scores injured. When we return, we will bring you news on a shooting incident in Canada, floods hitting France, and much more. Don't go away. Canadian police say at least 4 people have been killed in a shooting in the eastern city of Fredericton, New Brunswick. They have advised residents of the Brookside Drive to stay in their homes with doors locked at this time for their safety. The public should avoid the area, they said. We will provide more details as soon as we can, City Police tweeted. Heavy floods have forced the evacuation of 1,600 people, most of them campers in southern France, officials say. They say a 70-year-old German man who was helping to supervise children at one of the summer camps is missing. The worst hit areas are Gard, Ardèche, and Rome. More than 400 firefighters and police, as well as 4 helicopters, have been deployed. The storms, which caused the flood, come after a period of unusually hot weather in southern France and much of Europe. According to UK Met Office meteorologist Marco Petagna, almost 3 inches of rain fell in a 24-hour period. China's Ministry of Commerce said on Friday it would levy anti-dumping duties ranging from 23.1% to 75.5% on halogenated bottle rubber from the US, the EU and Singapore, effective from August 12th. The ministry, which had imposed temporary anti-dumping duties on the synthetic rubber from those countries in April, said the 75.5% tariff would apply to U.S. rubber made by ExxonMobil and other U.S. companies. A company in Belgium also faces a 27.4% tariff, while ExxonMobil Chemical and other companies in the EU face 71.9%. Alexon Singapore has been hit with a 23.1% tariff and another Singapore firm's 45.2%. Facebook has confirmed blocking blueprints for making 3D guns across its platforms, including Messenger and Instagram, amid the court battle between the U.S. federal government and 3D print gun enthusiasts looking to publish the code online. According to the outlet, pro-gun activist Firearms Policy Coalition noticed that Facebook was blocking their materials on August 1st. On July 31st, a federal judge issued a temporary restraining order, TRO, blocking defense-distributed non-profit from sharing gun blueprints, even though the organization had reached a settlement with the government, which would allow it to distribute gun designs. U.S. President Donald Trump tweeted shortly before the TRO was issued that he was in talks with the National Rifle Association and looking into sales of gun blueprints online, which to the president did not seem to make much sense. Up next will be your business reports. To stay with us. The Nigerian Sovereign Investment Authority on Thursday announced the payment of a total of $417.46 million to the Nigerian Bulk Electricity Trading Company PLC. Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer NSIA, Mr. Uche Orji, said the authority had accomplished its goals of enhancing NBET's liquidity position. It said the returned funds consisted of the principal sum of $350 million allocated to the NSIA from the proceeds of the $1 billion Euro bond issued by the federal government in July. In July 2013, under a fund management agreement and the sum of $67.46 million net of fees as interest and earnings over the investment period. The transfer follows the expiry of the 4 years investment term. The NSIA, in a statement issued in Abuja, said the $417.46 million was transferred in 3 tranches made up of $8 million May 2016, $5.5 million August 2016, and $403.96 million. According to reports obtained from the recent workshop on agro-air logistics held in Abuja, Nigeria, losses about 3.6 trillion naira on poor export opportunities and lack of storage facilities at the airport. The report stated that if the opportunity which lies in farming in Nigeria is exploited to meet the international demand, it would create thousands of direct and indirect jobs. The report has shown both operational and investment gap between the agro-perishable industry and aviation sector, as products which have a high demand in Europe have perished due to lack of storage facilities. Other challenges included low government support to private investors, discontinued previous air cargo projects by Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria (FAN), and non-expansion of the air cargo apron of the Murtala Mohammed International Airport project. The Securities and Exchange Commission has enjoined shareholders who bought shares in different names to regularize their transactions between August and December 31st, 2018 without any penalties. The Acting Director General of the Securities and Exchange Commission, Mary Udak, at a press briefing in Lagos, says if all shares are regularized, it will improve liquidity in the market.
And we're saying, come and regularize that situation and collect back your shares. Please let them know that there is no punishment attached to it. The SEC is not punishing anybody. We just want you between now and the 31st of December to come and regularize that transaction.
It will increase liquidity.
Yes.
Because, the shares are just stock, no trading on those shares. And not only the issue of trading, the investors cannot claim their dividend. So it has also the effect on the issue of unclaimed dividend.
Still ahead on Plus TV News is a roundup on entertainment and sports. We're back in a moment.
And in entertainment, Afropop star Yemi Alade will be headlining the 2018 Essence Street Style Block Party. The Johnny singer will be performing alongside Tiana Taylor. The party will be hosted by Amanda Seales with contributions from popular British model Naomi Campbell. Singer Kellis and Kelly Brown will also be performing alongside the artist, and Alade is currently in Haiti for her Black Magic World Tour. Idris Elba is linked to James Bond amid producers' recent comments. The English actor Idris Elba may be considered again for coveted James Bond role after the producer Barbara Broccoli said it's time for a non-white leading man to play the character. There's been a lot of speculation surrounding the role as Idris was revealed as a frontrunner in 2014. Elba has, however, denied the claims, saying the producers should do something different with the role and have a black or white actress take up the role of the spy franchise. Other actors that have been suggested for the 007 role are James Norton, Tom Hardy, and Aidan Turner. American rapper and singer Kentrell Deshaun Golden, popularly known as Youngboy, has announced on social media that he's expecting his 5th child. This will be his 5th child from his 4th baby mama. The 18-year-old rapper said he's expecting the child from his girlfriend Janice, although he has been given a restraining order by the police after a hotel footage was released some time back showing Jania thrown to the floor by the rapper. She, however, denied claims on social media, saying that's how they play. And that's it on entertainment, the very best in sports, right after this.
Hello and welcome to the Sports Update. I'm Moron Folukufeji. And in what could only be described as a bizarre way to unveil a player, Villarreal had an unconventional unveiling of new signing Santi Cazorla using a magician and a smoke-filled glass tube on Friday. The former Arsenal midfielder was presented by Spanish illusionist Junque in an empty glass chamber on the Villarreal pitch, which gradually fills with smoke before Cazorla steps out to be greeted by the 4,500 waiting fans. The 33-year-old Spaniard has overcome long-term injury issues to sign a one-year contract with Villarreal after being released by Arsenal this summer after 6 years with the Gunners. The former Spain international had spent 646 days on the sidelines due to an Achilles injury until featuring for Villarreal in a friendly last month. And former Tour de France winner Jan Ulreich is in police custody for allegedly assaulting a prostitute in Frankfurt early Friday morning. The assault took place at a luxury hotel after Ulreich got in an argument with the prostitute and, according to the victim, physically assaulted her. A police spokesman said the 44-year-old was under the influence of alcohol and drugs upon arrest. The incident took place just 1 week after Ulreich was detained by police in Mallorca after forcibly entering his neighbor's house and threatening him. According to German media, Ulreich was staying in Frankfurt in order to receive treatment for alcohol and drug abuse. The former cyclist is known for being the only German to win the Tour de France in 1997 and also won Olympic gold in Sydney 2000. Super Eagles striker Kelechi Iheanacho has stated that he is targeting an improved season with his club Leicester City this season. The Nigerian was brought from Manchester City for a fee of £25 million last summer, but he has failed to live up to his high price tag. He scored just 3 goals and 7 starts in the Premier League. Iheanacho is, however, expected to play a role when Leicester face Manchester United at Old Trafford for the opening match of the season, and the young forward has suggested that he's feeling sharp ahead of the new season. Iheanacho is likely to be picked over Jamie Vardy against United due to the England international having only recently returned to training after the World Cup. That's it from Sports Update. I'm Morunfolu Kufeji.
Thanks, Morofoluwa. And that's our news roundup of events at this hour. For more news updates, please follow us at Plus TV Africa on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can also subscribe to our YouTube page at Plus TV Africa. We'll be back later with more stories making the headlines, so join us again. My name is Felicity Ezewike. Thanks for watching.